Hello everyone and welcome back to iRacing, where today I've taken on the challenge of the Production Sim Car Challenge series, where I'll be racing the Toyota GI86 in a grid of 31, and I can tell you right now, it was an absolute shamble. Nothing went right from the formation lap, with the left lane going, right lane not going, then green light going before the green light even went. It was all over the place. But here are the qualifying results then. I've managed to get myself P15 out of 31. However, there are only 14 GR86s. And here we are, the formation lap is about to begin. The car in front that you see here is a friend of mine, so I will be showing some of his POV throughout the race as mine. There are points when there's not much happening, so I'll give you a bit of his side, which was quite exciting to be honest. Lots of battles and whatnot. But here you can already see the formation lap has just got off to a terrible start. The whole left lane went, but our leader was just sitting there doing nothing. And here we cut to throughout the rest of the formation lap. Again, we finally kind of grouped up, but now we've suddenly started going before the green light even went, so I started going. Then my friend told me over a call that I need to slow down because that's what he was about to do. He was slowing down here, so I did. And then the green lights went. So that caught me way off guard, but now we have to forget all about that. We go into the final corner. We need a good run through here as it carries a lot of pace and momentum onto the main straight. I think we've done alright. The car behind is 0.4, but it's enough of a gap for turn 1. But now we have to tuck in behind this yellow car, which we will see a lot of this race, I can tell you that. We brake, we almost look for the inside move, but the yellow car comes across before we can. And now we're stuck in a four-way battle here. We have a bit more pace in the yellow car. We're looking for it around the outside. We're right up his rear end there. And we want to move here, but it's too dangerous through this corner. There's no way we can go through and move. So I back out, knowing better than to risk my race in the first lap when it is like a 25-minute race. So we got to savour it. Now we come into the quick right-hander into the hairpin. We brake nice and heavily. Get the car turned a little bit of understeer. Going wide just a little bit, but now we get into the twisty turny bit, which is quite fun and very hard to overtake. You can barely get any overtakes through there. And now we are sitting at a pretty okay position. We haven't gained or lost any positions, but we're sitting evenly between the car ahead and the car behind. And now we're just going to have to settle down and hopefully continue the race, get some more overtakes. Now we come to the end of lap 1. We're doing alright now. But as you can see, we get a little bit wide, and so does the yellow car in front. He almost loses. We have to avoid it. Oh my goodness, we are nearly taken out by the overtaking car there, the purple and teal car. And we almost lose it ourselves, but we luckily managed to keep it out of any wall and hold it steady onto the straight. However, we have lost all our positions. And as you can see, there is no fault to anyone there. I could have been more careful, I guess, but it was so unexpected. Like, I came across here, I was also going wide. I had to slow down. Then, yeah. I don't think there is much that either of us could have done there. But luckily, we did not get cleaned up by the overtaking car. But here we are on lap 2 then. That slow car there does let us by, which is good because I had way more pace. That whole lap there, I was gaining and gaining. As you can see, the yellow car gets slightly wide. And now we've got a great run on him through the first corner. And we're going to go for it around the outside of this slight little kink in the track there. We've got to pull ahead, and that's what we do. So then we come across him a little bit into the final corner. He nearly ends us, and you can see that gets some old slippery. And in the rearview mirror, he's off the track and into the tyre wall. No fault of ours there, just close racing, and he did not expect me to brake as soon as I did. But now, onto lap 4. We come through the hairpin. And there's a car sideways we have to avoid. Not a dangerous rejoin. I think he just mistimed it. He didn't realise how close we really were. But that is us up another position. But now, let's quickly take a look back at what happened there at that incident and try to make sense of it all. So here's the replay then. So it was my friend who was involved in this crash, and he looks like he goes for a move that just isn't there. It was momentarily, but then it wasn't. But now, let's cut to my friend's POV, as he is having an absolute cracker of a battle with this other driver in the rainbow liveried car. Coming down the main straight, side by side, Is anyone going to back out, or are they both going to go for it and maybe have a collision here? But as they go, Rainbow Car brakes a bit earlier. He gets it in a little bit deep, gets wide, but he does manage to hold on, but the battle continues. As now my friend is right all over the rear end of him, and he gets an almost switchback-like move there, but there's no way to go around the outside into this corner, or into this section of corners, as there's no overtaking positions there. But now he follows him through, and they are going to continue battling throughout the race. As we now cut to lap 5, my POV. I've been swamped by a ton of MX-5s, but they've all got through, and now we've been gaining and gaining on this GR86 in front. And oh, look at that, there's a crash, a massive crash, as one of the GR80s goes flying over the hill bank, and it looks like an MX-5 is the culprit, as it is slowing down on the straight. And there it is, the My Little Pony MX-5. He does not look very safe, hence why I believe he's the culprit of that accident there, as he's bumping and weaving, and yeah, it's not pretty. But now we are gaining on this GR86 in front. We're hoping for maybe a little error so we can gain him, or maybe the MX-5 in front gives him a hard time and we get to reel him in a bit closer. Now through this quick corner, we're gaining and gaining. We have to brake early so we don't rear end this MX-5 in front. And now we tuck in nicely behind him, and we begin to reel them in every second. So now we go through this section. We've almost got a run on the My Little Pony. We almost look for a move too. We end up forcing him slightly wider, and we're going to go for the dangerous move around the outside through that twisting section, and we will get the move done. But we've compromised our entry, and that means we're slow on the exit. So that My Little Pony MX-5 is going to have a great run on us. But the thing is, he's a backmarker. He shouldn't even be fighting me. He should be letting me by and steering clear of me, as we have an MX-5 on the right hand side there. But yeah, he shouldn't even be near, like, he couldn't be near me, but he shouldn't be racing me. Because now we've got this other MX-5 coming in, and by the time we get to the end of the straight, we're going to be 3 wide with a backmarker involved. I don't get it. But here I decide the safest thing to do is back out there. There's no way we're all going through. But I do get a bit wide, and that is a lot of contact, I must say, with that MX-5. Not intentional, I just mistimed my braking, and my line was horrendous into that corner. But that will come back to bite me. It will. As we come into this corner, a bit shaky, we almost lose it. 2 wheels on the gravel. But we're doing okay. The MX-5 behind he's pretty far behind now. Let's come into this quick corner. Then brake, and we looked to it. But the MX-5 comes barreling in from absolutely nowhere and cleans us up. And at this point, I'm fuming, because that was so clearly intentional. He didn't even try to hide it. So let's just take a look at this. Listen to the braking. Like, what is that? No braking until the final second, and that was only so you could turn into me. But while I am fuming in the car, trying to compose myself, this is my friend here, racing that rainbow car livery, still having battles, still fighting each other. And yeah, now we're on to lap 11. And we have now dropped all the way down to 11th. And we are yet again fighting this yellow car as we brake late, hoping to win that corner, own the apex, and get in front of him and stay ahead. As he is now the one I'm going to be fighting almost to the end of the race here. As we come up this little short straight, he has a bit of a run on us, but there's no way he can get us through this corner. So I'm calming myself down and just trying to get on with the race, as he does get a little bit wide, which does slow him down slightly, but not enough. He's still going to be involved. He's still going to have a chance to get his nose in. Hence why I almost half defended. He punts us slightly in the back, and then again more contact, and then he just disappears, as if by magic he's gone. And I do keep driving, keeping in mind that he might have just a lot of ping and might come back on track anywhere. But I kept driving and he didn't. So that was almost a free position in a way. But that was really, really weird. As we now take a look at the replay of that little accident from our gearbox view. And yeah, I think that he just misjudged his braking. And then a little bit more contact, and then he just disappears. But now we go back to my friend's POV, where he's still fighting this rainbow coloured car. And that was a move and a half around the outside into the first corner. Hard to do because of the slow exit you get from that, but he did it, and he's going to hold on to that position for a while longer now as they head down the straight a little bit wide, but he's going to defend him strong through here. No way around the outside here. Usually there is, but usually not. And then he plants his car almost mid-track, giving him no options. But now we cut to the final corner of the whole race for me. I'm rounding the bend to finish P11. A pretty lonely race at the end there with just that Mustang in sight. And there wasn't much I could do. I had that accident at the start, kind of set me back, and then that MX-5 barreling into me. And I must say, it's a race to forget, and yet I still did okay. But there are the final results, not very good. A massive hit to both our safety rating and I rating.